The competitions will teach you how to lose. They will not make you loser.
Don't come out of the class unless you completely understand that concept. That will give you a good CGPA to survive in the university and to get a certain CGPA to get placed. So,
what kind of things they should consider in their mind while applying for any jobs?
Hello, sir.
Hello guys, hopefully everyone is fine. This is Chirag Sharma, and we are going to start with our new lecture series. Not lecture series, it's a podcast series with a few of the alumni of different universities. So right now we are having Mr. Arshdeep Singh with us. He has done his B.Tech from Lovely Professional University. In 2020, he passed out, and he actually belonged to Haryana and studied in Punjab, Kapurthala. Moreover, he's placed in a very good company, Optimizer, and he can guide us with whatever the things which are there in the part of technology, what kind of roles the students should have in their respective fields. Welcome to the Chirag Talk Show. You are my second guest, and I'm very happy that you made it. And the moment I messaged you, we got an instant reply. Welcome to the show.
thank you, sir. Honestly, it has been a long time since we talked, right? You pretty much told everything about me. I was born in Haryana, and then my parents took me to Punjab because my father used to work here. So I was brought up in here. My schooling was from Kendriya Vidyalaya. It's a central government school. So I have had a lot of experience with different people with different cultures from the beginning of my life. And in LPU again, you know that there are a lot of cultures in LPU again. So during my graduation degree also, I got a lot of exposure to different kind of people, different kind of cultures, which helped me grow a little bit. And then of course Optimizer. It has been 6 years now. I didn't see that coming, but it has been 6 years now that I've been in this organization. And yeah, I simply stick because of the culture here is really nice. Uh, Treat people very nicely, and that you nowadays it's very rare to find. With this fast-pacing industries and all that, it's hard to find people that truly care about an employee as well.
I can tell you one thing. I got to know you from the cultural festival that Lovely Professional University organizes, which is Spectra. So I clearly remember your team. There was one leader, Ria, and then all of the second year at that time. Can clearly remember. And I also know you because you also were my student in
Rameta.
all of formal languages and automation theory. And there was a student who was having 9.89 CGPA at that time. And again, you came to me, sir, I'm getting 24 marks out of 30. So what should I do to improve? Like, yaar, you are already having so much great CGPA marks. So so first question to you is, does CGPA matter?
For your personal confidence, it does matter. But I would say the CGPA alone won't take you, you know, to places.
Right.
So my idea for education throughout my college has been whatever the other person is teaching, you ask yourself, are you apprehending it? Right? If you are apprehending it, well and good. If you're not, then you should not be going happy to your hostel bag. You should be having that question of, this thing I did not really understand, or I wasted 1 hour of my lecture or 1 hour of my time, and I did not understand that thing completely. And if you have this thing, I think the curriculum of LPU is really it gives you everything, right? There is automata, there is machine level things, there is operating systems, there is pretty much everything if you talk about computer science. So whatever is being said in that 1 hour lecture, I think if you apprehend it completely, that should be a good starter, I would say.
Right. Absolutely right. So what inspired you to take CSE as a part of your degree?
There's an interesting story. When I was in class 6th, teachers used to ask what you want to be when you grow up. So there it just came to me. My elder sister was 4 year elder than me, 5 year actually,
Mm.
and she in her 12th, she was by that time in her 11th standard or 10th standard. So they have a C programming C subject. Uh, so I used to see her. Uh, there was a C programming book. I don't recall the author name, and I used to see her reading these random digits and all. So for me, it was just completely ununderstandable, right? It's like
Right, right,
uh,
right.
this time, if you see students really do, uh, even from sixth, seventh standard students, they really do understand programming, or they even at least they know what programming is. By that time, we didn't know at all. For
Right.
me, they were all numbers, but then my sister told me this is programming and a very little about it. One day, a teacher in my class, she asked me, like everybody, uh, like, what do you want to become? And I told that time that I want to become a programmer.
Okay.
I knew very little about it, but I had this curiosity that, yeah, this is something that I can try. And from that time, it stuck to me. And even when today somebody asks me, and I tell this story, and they are like, "You really became what you wanted to become?" Because that happens rarely. I was
Right.
like,
I can
but
tell you my interesting story. I wanted to become a lawyer. Somewhere in the back of my mind, I used to, like those cases. But however, because since I was inspired from my elder sister, who actually was 1 year senior to me, and she was doing very good. My mother also always used to taunt me that she is doing very good in that particular field. Why don't you go? So the career just changed as such. Although again, that's also a very interesting story that we have heard from you. Okay, the thing is, second question to you, or the question that we wanted to ask is, how is the university experience changing your career, or has it shaped your career, or has it redefined the person you are?
I cannot gather all the things, because there have been a lot of experience in
Right,
lovely Personal University. But one thing that stood out for me was that I was a very, very shy person, you
right,
know, to interact with people. It was
right.
a challenge. It has been a challenge for me from the beginning. Even though I was a bright student from in the school, but that's not all, right. If you have to keep up with this current trends, knowledge is not sufficient, I would say. You also need your communication skills, and that is what, and I think everybody would agree with me, that is where LPU made an impact on me, and certainly on other people that also study here.
Yeah,
So
we see that there are so many different cultural activities which basically give you confidence that when we conduct events, I used to tell students like these will give you different perspective in the life, like right, whenever any kind of important drives that you are going to get, and if you expect to be selected in those drives, if you have faced the failure part, then those things actually give you a different perspective, to deal with those kind of losses. So yes, there are these things where Lovely Professional University is doing very good. So what kind of challenge that you faced in your B.Tech CSE career as such, and how did you overcome it if you faced any?
uh, I think a big challenge was to wake up every day at 5 a.m., to come back home at around 7:30 p.m., and then get ready. You know that tomorrow again 5 a.m. you have to wake up. That is one challenge. You have to do this, 365 days of an year for 4 years. And the other challenge that I faced was, I will be honest, I have been in certain courses where, and as I said, right, I am not happy when I go to my hostel,
Mm,
not apprehending what I was told in the lecture.
mm,
And it so happened in some classes
mm.
where I found that things would have been better if they have been taught in a certain way.
Right,
So that has also been a challenge with me
right. So have you thought of quitting something that you really love doing during your career?
during your career. No, actually, uh, initially it started as a merit for me, but now it has been a problem. I actually don't want to learn everything. I
Right,
see something, I get curious, and I want to learn it.
right.
So now my list of hobbies has kept on increasing.
Mm.
They say jack of all trades, master of one. I would say jack of all trades, master of none in my case. But
Very nice.
uh, yeah, that has been one thing that I cannot leave things. If I see something I want to I want to learn, I strive to learn, even if I'm not, even I don't master it, but I know, a beginner or an intermediate of various things.
Okay.
Unless it's like
Yeah, yeah.
super exceptional, I don't think I've left anything.
Perfect. Can you list any project achievement that you have basically achieved while your B.Tech career is there?
Yes. So there was this operating system class,
Right,
uh, and Baljeet Singh Saini, he was my mentor, uh,
right,
and he was a really nice teacher. I've not just say on the record. I mean, honestly, I've been talked like people who I've talked to. My sister shared the same teacher for operating system, so she also had the similar opinion.
mm,
Anyway, in operating system, we were given a project to have to implement some preemptive scheduling algorithm, job scheduling algorithm, um, and it was a simple project, but you know, uh, I had this key. I want to do it a little differently, so I created a C library to render uh, to render any text into boxes,
okay,
on the screen, and you can render that box anywhere in the screen, and you can render multiple of such boxes,
right,
and so I use those layout to present different information, and to mimic the coming of processes. I created a separate thread in which I would list out all the process IDs, and then I'll randomize the uh, coming out those processes in the system. The system clock will keep on running, and the processes will keep on coming, and automatically, you know, from that second thread. So it took me surprisingly more time than what it should have. But that project, I would say, also helped me crack the interview, because
right.
that was a project for them
We'll
over.
come to that question also. What are the key skill sets the students of CSE must have if they want to crack a good company?
Brush up the basics, I would say. So, as a computer science engineer, it's not a big expectation if I say that you should know what deadlocks are, or uh, what semaphores are, or you know questions around that. What are vectors per se? Uh, how memory is allocated. Now, these are the things that if a CSC student won't know, I cannot ask a law student about it. So this is something, and this also gives an idea about. I've also been part of certain interview panels in my company. So these things give an idea about if a person is ready in a computer industry or not. Because sometimes it so happens, you ask me a question, right? That what motivated to you become a software engineer. Now that sometimes it so happens that student just simply takes CSC because they are forced to, or there's a pressure, peer pressure, or a family pressure, right? In
Right,
that scenario, I would say, those are kind of students that get funneled out in certain questions,
right.
because they don't have a genetic interest in computer science per se. I mean, they don't like it from the core,
Mm.
so they end up ignoring such things. But a person who is interested, I would say he would not even have to put efforts to learn these things, because he will be keen to learn about what deadlocks are, what semaphores are. Just giving an example, there are a lot of various questions about that,
Mm. Right,
but
right.
that's something I would.
Okay, so the next question to you is, let's say if we are in 10th or +1, +2, aspiring to do career in B.Tech CSE, uh, do you think it is a valid choice to have B.Tech CSE as a part of the career, or students should go with another career, considering there are lots of changes which are being done in the industry, especially with AI? Having some involvement of AI in the industry is changing the dynamics of recruitment.
Okay, so do you want my answer to be around IT, because there are a lot of industries, right?
Yeah, we
So
will talk about people who want to have a career in CSE, but just they have seen the trends of lesser jobs because of AI. They are reluctant to pick that career. So it can be taken as a career choice. Do you still feel that B.Tech CSE can be taken as a career choice?
yeah, certainly, there are still areas where a human is needed. Uh, First thing, AI has not been like very crazy right now. It's in its development phase, I would say. But still, there are a lot of things for AI to learn. Now, let's keep them separate. From a human perspective, I think there are a lot of things still out there that companies are thirsty for people to hire, you know. And one of these things is system designing.
Right.
Software industries don't just want you to solve problems. They want to solve problems that are appealing to the users, you know. And in that, software designing the UI, which of course is not a job of a developer, but a little gist of it. Plus, most part is system designing of the software, uh, how the structure should interact with each other, how should be the entity relationship. You know, if I have separate modules, is it better to have a cohesion or coupling? This is something that we learned in software engineering as well. And this cohesion and coupling concept, I would say, I'm giving a heads up to all the students. Like, try to understand this concept purely, because these concepts are going to be used in your programming. And these things, I would say, AI is not ready to catch up with these things yet.
Right.
So
Good point made. So talking about the career choice that you have made, what things you could have done differently in your career?
I don't know if I've told you that there are physics, poetry, and programming. These
Okay.
three things are like three P's that I like.
Okay.
That sound nice, but so physics, poetry, and programming. Poetry I've been doing from my ninth class.
Right.
Physics I've gained interest when I pursued my computer science engineering.
Hmm.
Programming, of course, that I had always been wanted to become a programmer.
Right.
uh, One thing now that I started learning physics, so I've started catching up me again on the same course, like same course structure that I had in my plus two plus one,
That too, yeah.
because I want to brush up my skills, my foundation. So now I sometimes think that I could have also gone for physics if not for CSI,
Right.
computer science. So that is one thing.
So do
No
you think,
regrets though. I
yeah,
don't have regrets. It's just that that could also be one of my things.
perfect, perfect, perfect. So talking about the placement opportunities that your university has provided you, do you think your university is giving a lot of importance to the placements? And do you think students are getting impacted by their peers not to have certain roles that they desire for? Or what kind of things do you think your university has done for the students like you to get a good placement?
So I would be honest about computer science because I don't know about other fields. I don't even have friends. I did not have friends from other
Right.
domains. But for computer science, uh, I mean, I don't know. I don't want to say it without, you know,
Yeah.
sounding so praising my university.
Right.
But
Obviously.
the efforts that the placement coordinators put, they have a separate team just for the coordination for placements. The
Right.
efforts that they put in personality enhancement, they have subjects in every semester designed in a way that in every semester it gives you something, and the next semester it gives you something on the next line, next line, until you're ready by the last semester for a good placement opportunity.
Right.
As I said, communication skills are important, and so I don't know about others, but
Right.
for me, LPU has done great in this placement, especially for computer science.
Computer
For
science.
others, I won't comment.
Right. Right. Good point made. Okay. So we talk about since you were the student, now at that time you were placed also. So what challenges that you faced when you started your career, actually career as a programmer or a software developer?
Other than being in a new environment, adapting to, earlier we used to code for class. Now we are coding for an industry. Now there is less scope of error than what it was there in the college. Other than that, I don't think initially I have faced any challenges because the transition was very smooth. The
Right.
company was very adaptive to new people, and uh, they are very I can't find the word, caring. I would say
Yeah.
for a new employee, the curve is they make the curve very smooth. The learning curve is very smooth, where you have been assigned a mentor.
Yeah.
Every new intern has been assigned a mentor, and they guide you throughout the process. So I've never faced a challenge in that part. But yeah, it's a new thing. I had I had my own issues about talking with people.
Mm.
So those are some of the challenges. But technically, I would say I've been taught enough.
Very good, very good, very good. Okay, do you think mental health is important? See, I'm talking in those students' perspective who are very good. Unfortunately, they are not getting placed. And then there is a lot of pressure for good company to crack. What kind of things they should consider in their mind while applying for any jobs? So mental health will have to play a certain role. So since you are very good and you got placed in a very good company, what if not?
Yeah. Um, so I think that 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 everybody gets stuck with that. If you know, if you're going through a phase where you have expected certain things that it's not happening in your way, I think it's common to be a little uh, unstable in that thought process. Uh, so one thing is that make sure you have people to talk about it around you. You know, you are not completely alone with that thought process, because then you don't have any guidance about how to deal with it. A
Right.
student is a new mind, right? They don't know how to tackle such issues, like especially the ones related to mind. They have never been talked about even in the university. Uh, so if you don't have a friend, a teacher, or like nowadays, parents can also be very good mentors, because that difference between generations of parents and child has reduced a lot. But in our times, we could not communicate with the parents that openly, right? If you know what I mean. But these days, children have been more connected towards their parents. So I would say you should have someone to talk about, to go, like how to tackle that and how to come out of that phase. Now that can depend from person to person.
Yeah.
But what one thing I've learned is that this industry is full of opportunities even now. So it will take like a year more or 2 years more, but I don't think that why you should think that you won't be able to crack it.
So the next question to you is what kind of subjects a B.Tech CSE student should have good knowledge of?
Operating system, this have I just mentioned that point, right? So operating system, something you should know. There is a course where they tell you about memories and all, computer
Organization and
architecture,
design, computer architecture.
organization.
Yeah.
Yeah, that course, that is like I practically found that course very fun learning,
Yeah.
because they tell you about computers, how computers work in the very core, how hardwares work. You don't usually use them a lot because nowadays everything is cloud based. But if you're passionate about it, you can go for it. But operating system is one of them. Cloud computing, virtualization, you should know the concepts, because you would, especially if you're going to a startup, they don't have a separate DevOps team most of the time, right?
Right.
So if you know the concepts of virtualization, cloud computing, you can be a good asset there. This topic is debatable, that it's often told that college is just a degree. They give you a degree. Knowledge is everywhere. That's true. Knowledge is everywhere, but college gives you a structured way of, and a time and temporally organized way of grasping that knowledge. So
Mhm.
these concepts really help. Operating system, virtualization, if you want to be part of a DevOps team, and there's one more, software engineering, the development life cycle. So as a fresher, you won't notice that you are not being you won't use that concept very much. But as you go, you become SD2, you become a senior developer, where now you have to take design decisions. You have to be part of the team where they decide how this product should be designed. In that part, you need software engineering, some concepts from software engineering, which is called cohesion coupling, as I mentioned. And there are various others, various models of development life cycles. There is a prototype model that companies use very often nowadays. So these things.
You have actually given a lot of good insights about how students should be shaping their career, and B.Tech CSE can be taken as a career choice. However, apart from studies, if student needs to relax, so what should the student do?
Uh, I don't know. I'm the right person to ask. I
Right.
have not been in a lot of cultural activities, but I have been.
Right.
I've been there.
Ever you were,
Spectra.
actually, you were getting first prizes. So don't
I was in
regret.
Spectra. I was once in that singing,
Yeah,
singing.
you were
You
there.
were the judge.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and I loved it.
yeah. I mean, I I gathered a lot of courage to go to that, man.
Absolutely,
It was scary.
absolutely.
Like I had stage experience in schools,
Right.
but it's never been in front of a lot of audience. So,
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. Students should be doing whatever they feel like doing. And thank you, Ashdeep, for spending your certain amount of time for the show and again inspiring students to take B.Tech CSE as the career choice. I'm sure the message is clear. The concepts of operating systems, computer organization design, along with the other courses that you have mentioned, programming in C, that also might help the students making it as a career choice. Thank you very, very much. Hope you succeed again and again so that your success inspires lots of good students coming up. Thank you very, very much.
thank you, thank you. Last point I want to make. Sorry, language don't matter. So be it C, C++, Java,
Ah,
anything.
absolutely, absolutely.
I mean,
Absolutely. You have got me in a very right space. Language again. I was about to create the series of that. That language won't don't matter. Your logic building abilities will matter. Whatever syntax that you want to do, right?
and one quick tip I want to give everybody: when you go to a class, you hear about anything, don't come out of the class unless you completely understand that concept. That will give you a good CGPA to survive in the university and to get a certain CGPA to get placed. So
Yeah, yeah. Thank you.